Hello and welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. In today's video we are talking about basic Rook endgames, and this endgame is one of those, the so-called Philidor's position. In this endgame we are to play as black and we need to find the right way to draw this endgame. There is a two-step rule we must follow in order to draw this endgame. It's really easy, you don't need to memorize lines. If you follow this two-step rule, you will be able to draw this endgame whenever you find yourself in it. And in my opinion, Rook endgames are really important because they are the most frequent in chess, and you should at least know some basic stuff about them. So without further ado, we will go straight into the position. We are to play as black, and our first move in drawing this endgame is a Rook g6. The main idea is behind this move is not to protect pushing the pawn, but to protect white king from entering on the 6th rank. Now, usually in these sort of positions, white will play e6. He wants to advance his pawn. Seems logical. After he moves his pawn in advance, we must move our rook back on g1, and with this move we are now preparing the checks from the back rank, and white king simply doesn't have a way to escape our checks. Because he pushed his pawn, he removed his shield and he cannot escape our checks. So game could possibly continue with, for example, king d6, then we continue with rook d1 check, king e5, rook e1 check, king f6, we continue with rook f1 check, and we continue keeping on checking the white king until he wants to either chase our rook. If that happens, we will just put our rook on e1 and threaten taking this pawn, so white is unable to protect this pawn and chase our rook, and this will be a drawn endgame. Now this is not all, obviously. You probably are wondering, but what happens if he doesn't push his pawn? So for example, we will go back after rook g6. If the white king doesn't want to push his pawn, but white simply plays something like a waiting move, for example like rook c7. This is the most common thing, and most people are scared of this because right now white threatens exchange of rooks, and most people are scared of that. Now when you find yourself in these sort of positions, it is important to remember that if the white doesn't pushes his pawn, you will leave your rook on the 6th rank. You must not allow this white king to enter on the 6th rank. If you allow him, you're gonna lose. So for example, we will play rook h6. We play a waiting move. Now white will probably offer us rooks. We will exchange the rooks, and after this we will go king e7, king d5, king d7, e6 check, king e7, king e5, king e8. I'm guessing you already know where this leads to. King f6, king f8, e7 check, and after king e8, king e6 is a draw. So the most important rule is to always keep your rook on the 6th rank until white pushes his pawn. After he pushes his pawn, you put your rook back on g1 or c1, wherever you're located, and you start checking the white king, because he will not have his shield of his pawn. He will not be able to escape it. I will now show you the most common mistake in these sort of positions. So we will go back to original position. Sorry about that. So instead of rook g6, let's say black makes a mistake and he immediately plays a rook g1. Now white has this move, king d6. Now if you give this check with rook d1, which seems completely logical, it looks the same, white can escape because now he has a shield with king e6, and now there is a checkmate threat on a8, so you have to be really careful what you are doing. Rook d8 is a huge blunder because right now white wins with rook h7, and the game is lost because there is a checkmate on h8, and the only way to escape this is to actually move your king on f8. After rook h8 check for white, you will lose your rook and you will lose the game. But still, even if you don't play it, so let's say after king e6 you don't play rook d8, let's say for example you play king d8. It is a still lost endgame, and I will just show you. I won't bother you too many with the lines, but I will just show you the way that white can win this really easy. So then white will continue with rook a8 check, then king c7, king e7, king c6, rook c8 check, and let's say you go back with your king to attack this rook. We will simply move our rook on f8. After this, rook h1. If you try to flank our king, we will continue with king f7. We just don't care about that. And after rook f1, for example, check. Now we want to trade king e7. Feel free to pick up our rook because our pawn will advance and we will have our queen. So it is not good for you to pick up our rook, and you will probably have to play something like rook g1. We continue with pushing our pawn e6, King c6, you try something, but it's useless. There is no way of stopping us and winning as white. King f7, king d6, you are getting closer, but still too little, too late. e7, rook f1 check. Again, we are moving our king and we are inviting you to pick up our rook. If you don't want, again, we will, and you try to move your rook on the other side, maybe you will try and check us and scare us a little bit. Still, nothing helps here. This is a lost endgame because rook f6 check, king e5, king f7, rook b7. Now you want to stop us from promoting, but we will simply play rook f1, a waiting move, and now after king d5 or any other move, we will go king f8, and if you check us, we will promote to a queen, and this is a lost endgame. That's why it is really important to understand this rule when you find yourself in these sort of positions. Please remember that a rook g6, putting your rook on the 6th or on the 3rd rank, if you play as white or as black, is the most important thing for drawing this endgame. When this happens, you just wait. What will white do? If white pushes a pawn, you immediately go back with your rook and you are ready to check white king from behind. If white waits, he tries to trick you, playing some intermediate rook move or some king move. You still wait on the 6th rank and you wait for him to either push his pawn or offer you rooks for trade, and this is usually a drawn endgame, as you saw from the example. And this is how you should draw this type of positions, the so-called Philidor position. And this was all I prepared for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to leave a comment, like and share. I really appreciate all of your support, and we will see each other in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.